ranking every Spider-Man movie from worst to best. Spider-Man is my favorite fictional character of all time, so just know I care. And really, outside of the Sony Spider-Man movies, I love every single one of these movies. So just know if you see a ranking you don't agree with, don't worry, I still like that movie. I would just rather watch the movie ahead of it first. Oh yeah, and before you get off, well actually, I'm letting you know right now, I do not care because it's my list. I can't miss. Easily in last place, I got Madam Web. I would say it felt like AI created this movie, but that would be an insult to AI. Not too far ahead of it is Morbius though. This one felt like a Jared Leto biopic with the worst post-credit scene I think I've ever seen in my life. And a massive leap forward, we got the first Venom movie. Outside of its disassociation with Spider-Man, I actually have a lot of fun with this movie. I love Tom Hardy and I love his relationship with the symbiote. Yes, I like Venom Let There Be Carnage more than the first one. Oh shit, my bad, I meant Venom. That's cold for that reason alone. Next up, I got TASM 2, which I always say has some of the best Spider-Man moments of all time and then some of the worst. I do give this movie the benefit of the doubt and lean onto those emotional core moments more. The Peter and Gwen dynamic is great leading up to that emotional death, but Harry's Green Goblin storyline is so fucking stupid. From there, I got the first Amazing Spider-Man. I remember not really liking it the first time I watched it because they just kind of retread the origin. They honestly should have skipped that. But again, this movie has some really good pure Spider-Man moments. The bridge scene when he saves that kid, and Peter and Gwen's dynamic is so damn good. Plus the visuals and swing scenes in this movie, come on now. Spider-Man versus Lizard fight, I like the Lizard, but I thought he would have been great if they actually introduced his wife and son. I think they cut that from this movie. Next up, I got Spider-Man Homecoming, aka Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man the movie. Outside of his whiny, annoying voice, I thought this was a solid introduction to Spider-Man in the MCU. Him wanting to be an Avenger, a little too much Iron Man for my taste, but Michael Keaton as the Vulture and that twist is what sold this movie for me. Next up, I got Spider-Man Far From Home. Just a really fun, enjoyable summer vacation Spider-Man type movie. Is this the least feeling Spider-Man movie of them all? Probably, but we got Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio. Fire all of the drones now! That illusion sequence, come on. I'm gonna rub some dirt in your eye. Because next up, I got Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3, the director's cut. Sam Raimi innocent. I think this movie gets a bad rap. I think it's beautiful. If it wasn't for the shoehorned Venom and Avi Arad butting his head in here, this would have been a solid movie. Everything with Sandman works for me, and having Peter actually play the villain for once was a great character turn. Bully Maguire, a legend. And when Peter and Harry team up at the end, that was my endgame. Slightly ahead, I got Spider-Man No Way Home. Just a hell of a ride. Greatest theater experience of all time. Seeing our 3 Spider-Man up there, along with all the past villains, was crazy, but it still kept the core heart of Tom Holland's Spider-Man being the center. And we found out this was his actual origin story the whole time. From there, I gotta go with Sam Raimi's original Spider-Man movie, the most iconic superhero origin story ever. So much heart and care was put into this movie. Everything about this movie is iconic. The first time he crawls up the wall, the upside down in the rain kiss, Willem Dafoe is the Green Goblin. You know, you and I are not so different. Into our top 3, I got Across the Spider-Verse. Top to bottom, as a Spider-Man fan, it doesn't get much better than this, to be honest. They somehow improved the visuals, a fire soundtrack, but the score might be better, and exploring what it truly means to be Spider-Man and how Miles is making his own story. I just love that scene between him and his mom. In second place, and I know you're yelling at me, I got Into the Spider-Verse. If you got this one at 1, I can't fault you. The inspirational animation, iconic soundtrack again, core story of becoming Spider-Man, the leap of faith scene, come on man. But hands down, without a doubt, not even close for me personally, is Spider-Man 2. This movie just means everything to me. I loved it as a kid growing up, and as I've aged with this movie, I've come to appreciate it even more. It's just so damn relatable. And in my humble opinion, the greatest superhero movie of all time. I had the behind the scenes on this on loop, and this is really what made me love not just comic book movies, but filmmaking in general. So much care, blood, heart, sweat, and tears put into this movie. The sincerity of it all, the quiet moments, Danny Elfman's score, and the quintessential Spider-Man movie. That's why it's number 1. But that is just how I would rank them. Let me know how you'd rank them down in the comments below. And as always, like and follow for more.